Hey, Dan Mangan's here. How's it going, brother?
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. The new record, Natural Light, been out for a little while now. Not your first rodeo.
Not my first radio.
I wonder, now that you've had some time playing it, touring it, and stuff like that, once it's out to the people, right, it becomes a completely different animal. It's sort of theirs. Have you been surprised by reactions? Do you expect certain songs to do certain things, and then maybe they do something different? Like, how has the reaction been?
It's funny because on one hand, the second you release any music, it's like a total disappointment. It's like then it becomes completely like quantifiable. You know, that your team is tracking how is it performing. Up until that point, it's like this infinite thing in your back pocket. So I've learned like that the creative process of making it, that's got to be like the best. You know, that's the most fun. And then holding it in the back pocket like an ace up your sleeve, that's the second most fun. And once it's out in the world, it is a bizarre transition because it's almost like you kind of give it away. But that said, this record, like no record I've ever made, the kind of essays I've gotten in the DMs, people writing these long, long passages about, you know, an experience that they've had with these songs, or, you know, a passing of a loved one or a wedding or whatever. Like there is, it does feel, and you know, I've been at this for like 20 years now. I'm 42. It does feel like this late in the game to have a record that is resonating like this feels really, really good.
Oh, it's weird you put it that way because you're, you know, just a spring chicken. You're just getting started.
Just getting started, yeah.
So those DMs, when they come in and those sort of messages and stuff, like, is that a thing where you sort of set aside some time and go, let me just go through this and see what people have to say? Or
yeah, I mean, I've made myself very available to folks. Like, they can text me, they can DM me. I always try and get back to people. Sometimes it takes me a while. It's tricky because on one hand, what I found is that if you believe the good stuff people say, you kind of have to believe whatever bad stuff it might be out there. And so the best thing you can do is just like sort of feel proud internally and not look for the external validation. But that said, you know, when someone writes you and they've got some crazy story about how a song was important in an integral moment in their life, there's sort of like, you kind of sidestep the sort of like, you know, musician weird pedestal-y stuff, and you just go straight to the like, okay, we're two humans here. I made a thing. It resonated with you. That is huge fruition for me. Thank you. I feel seen and heard. And, you know, let them know that you appreciate that they took the time to reach out. That was a human thing that they did. That was a vulnerable thing that they did. And so there's, it's, you know, two to tango. Like I always say, like, you meet someone at the merch table, like, look them in the eye. Who is this person? What's their name? You know, like, what are they about? We all have a story, and I want to just, I don't know, I want to know the people, you know?
You should be proud of being able to hold on to that perspective. Like you say, it's been 20 years. There's plenty of rock stars that have come through here that do not see things that way. So I appreciate that in you, Mr. Mangan.
That's kind. I mean, I do feel like, you know, there's probably been times in my life where I have taken things for granted. And I don't, you know, just the weight of the world. I don't know. I feel like everything's a gift right now. Like, I just, all of these shows that we've been doing, this record, the band, you know, the love that I have for them, the giggles we have backstage. It's just all a gift. And I'm so, so thankful that, I don't know, I get to do this. It just feels like someone gave me too much luck. I don't know.
The band that you do tour with now, how long have you been working with those guys specifically? How do you put a band like that together?
So we've been playing since 2018.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And since the More or Less tour, that was the first kind of big tour I did with these guys. It's Don Kerr on drums. So he's been Ron Sexsmith for, you know, 30 years, and played with Feist and Rio Statics is his other band. And then Mike O'Brien and Jason, both of them, Mike plays in Zeus, and Jason used to play in Zeus. But anyways, they all put out music in various forms. They're all so active. They play in a bunch of different bands. But they're just, it's like they have this beautiful cross point of like being the most creative, vibrant, awesome artistic people. And then at the same time, just the best hang. And I love them like brothers. And yeah, even making this record, like, we went to Jason's cabin to just hang out and swim and cook. And we brought some microphones, thought we'd do some demoing or whatever. And we walked out of there 6 days later with a full record recorded. And
Unbelievable.
It was like a mistake. It was like a big happy accident.
And that cabin, great natural light, or what?
It was. Well, there you go. The cabin is on the cover of the record, you know. And in fact, that wasn't the initial title. Natural Light was not the initial title. But I had it was going to be called Contained Free, which is this thing that we kept saying during the recording. But then when we gave it to Arts and Crafts, the record label, they were like, we love the record, but we don't love the title. And I was like, you guys, you know. But I went upstairs and I literally got into the shower, I cracked the blinds, I turned off the light, and I thought to myself, I prefer to bathe in natural light. And I was thinking, natural light, you know, and when you go into the cabin, there's these huge windows that face the lake, like they just all the natural light coming in. Anyway, so it was a beautiful experience, and it's a better title.
It might be that cabin, possibly the first place where we can hold the Church of JMO, because I am on board with this idea that you've been talking about for not that short a period of time. You're letting people know. Let's expand it out to even more people. Tell me about JMO.
Oh, well, you saying Jomo? Like,
Jomo, pardon me, Jomo. Yeah.
Well, so I had this song back and more or less called Lay Low. And I realized when I was writing that song because right at that moment, like 2018, place yourself in 2018.
Of course. Let's go back pre-pandemic.
FOMO was this like idea that was heavy in the zeitgeist. Everyone's talking about FOMO and, you know, YOLO, you only live once, and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't feel the fear. I mean, maybe it's because I've had all my nights out partying. I've seen the sun come up. But I was sort of like, I don't know. I'm really enjoying like not going out. Of course, this is pre-pandemic. So, but the joy of missing out is the JOMO. And that was sort of like the fuel for the song Lay Low.
Just a night in reading DMs and talking to the people and
honestly,
going to bed at a reasonable hour.
Call me a nerd, but I just love sitting on the couch with my wife. And like,
it's not the worst, is it?
It's amazing.
It's my favorite. My dog comes up, give her a little pet. Yeah, girlfriend's there. Life is good.
Oh, man. It's, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like once you've done all the party nights out, then you know what you're missing. And when you know what you're missing, you're like, I'm fine to miss it.
I'm not missing that
it's
at all.
It's when you don't know what you're missing. That's when you want to go out.
Yeah, when you've seen it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, TV's gotten real good, too.
Yeah, that's true.
And then let's talk about the Blue Jays really quick, as long as you're here.
God.
So, all right, they just beat the Yankees yesterday. We're heading to the ALCS. How does Dan Mangan feel about the Toronto Blue Jays in the Final Four of the Major League Baseball playoffs?
So, I mean, anyone who knows much about me knows that I'm a Vancouver guy. But when I was a kid, I lived in Toronto for a number of years. And I lived in Toronto right in the sweet spot. We're talking like Kelly Gruber and John Olerud and Roberto Alomar and Joe Carter. And like that was like I was Church of Blue Jays, you know, back I was like 9 and 10 when they won the World Series.
I was 7 and 8, so
like,
right there.
Could I be more in the pocket of like deep fandom? Loved the Blue Jays right when they were on top of the world. And and it's funny because then I went like, you know, I got into music. I was a young adult. I was touring. I like lost track of sports entirely for a lot of my adult life. But now my kids are heavy into sports, soccer, baseball, hockey. And it's like all of a sudden as like a middle-aged dad, I'm rediscovering sports. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. I love sports. This is great.
The Blue Jays are always going to be there for you.
And the Blue Jays are coming around right at the perfect time for me. And, oh, my God, we've been on this series like crazy.
Go Birds.
Ernie Clements, man. Like,
I mean,
that guy
come on.
Unstoppable.
He gets the bat on the ball every time, and he's got those piercing blue eyes.
Dependable. You know, there's a lot of nice eyes on the Blue Jays.
They have really, really
a handsome team.
How about some tears in Vladdy's eyes last night? That was pretty good, too. Yeah. And then finally, I just have one thing that I've always wanted to ask you about because I need you to clarify.
Okay.
We both know that the Terminator apocalypse is coming at some point.
Sure.
Robots need love too. Which side are you on? Like, what is your deal, Dan Mangan? Because it feels like you're hedging your bets a little bit, right?
You know, when I wrote that song, I was thinking about robots as in like, can I say assholes on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking about like the people who need a hug the most don't know how to ask for it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what the song is about. It's like this like sort of loss of yourself or loss of, and I felt like there are people who are operating through life in this sort of like transactional way, and they're missing out on the poetry of existence and all this stuff.
Yankee fans.
They're all those Yankee fans, you know? And so I don't know. I mean, it's funny because that song is just keeps kicking around. Like it has survived. You know, it's going to make its way. It's been around since 2009 when it was released. So, and I still get videos of like parents like sending me their videos of their kids like singing it, you know, on the toilet or something like that. Like, it's hilarious and ridiculous, and I don't know why that song feels good to sing, but It's a silly song, but it works.
It's a ton of fun, and I'm sure ChatGPT has made a note of it, so you'll be good.
Yeah,
once they,
yeah.
Once
as long
they
as I can
take
get
over.
my bookmark in history for when the robots come to send. Yeah, actually, to be honest, I'm not afraid of robots' sentience.
Okay.
And them turning on us. I'm afraid of humans telling the robots to do what to do, and the robots just doing, because it's the humans that are the bad guys.
I mean, every time we watch any kind of horror movie or things like that, like The Walking Dead or something, it's never the zombies.
No.
It's the people.
I mean, the zombies do take a couple casualties.
They are an issue for sure, but it's usually the people that are much worse.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm thinking of like the AI military surveillance drone stuff. Like, I'm not worried that they're going to all of a sudden decide to bomb whoever they want. I'm worried about the people pressing the button saying bomb these people. It's the people that bum me out.
Isn't that the case? That's the name of the next record right there.
It's the people that bum me out. Yeah.
Dan Mangan, appreciate it as always.
My pleasure, man. Thank you. Everyone agrees we are concerned. One place underwater, another burns. No one is surprised, but everybody's shocked with diminishing returns. Worn out shoes from pacing around the room. The hashtag used is universal doom. Fished up all the fishes and wishing for more wishes with diminishing returns. You could say the walls are caving in, that the waves will come in to wash away these castles made of sand. Doesn't change the way I feel, 'cause what's real is you and me in the afternoon. It's your love in the afternoon. Don't presume to know what is in store, just how many wolves are at the door. But I've seen your body bending with the morning light ascending, and I will die defending our diminishing returns. Oh, you could say the walls are caving in, that the waves will come and wash away these castles made of sand. Doesn't change the way I feel, 'cause what's real is you and me in the afternoon. It's your love in the afternoon. Even just the thought of you, well, I love you in